The Shaq and Kobe beef has got to be one of the wildest in sports history. Why, you ask? Well, because Shaquille O'Neal had a problem. His teammate Kobe sucked, but he had insane potential. The Lakers called in Shaq. They said, Shaq. He said, huh. They said, we got you a teammate. His name Kobe. He a kid, he sucks, but he got insane potential. Shaq said, that's well and good, but I'm trying to win a championship right now. Because, see, Shaq is considered by many to be the most unstoppable force in basketball history. Fun fact, they had to change how they made NBA backboards because he kept breaking them. Imagine what he did to human beings. And he was in his prime at that time. He didn't want to spend his prime, in his words, babysitting a kid. Kobe said, babysit who? I could hoop. Kobe could not hoop. But again, Kobe had potential and his work ethic was insane. Now, one day they're in practice and they start getting a little physical, Kobe and Shaq. One thing leads to another. They start arguing and Shaq smacks him. Pam! Boom! The team jumps in and separates the both of them. Things are bad after this. So the team makes a brilliant move and hires one of the greatest coaches of all time, Phil Jackson. The guy who coached Michael Jordan to 6 championships and was an expert at dealing with personalities. Shaq and Kobe began to dominate, with Shaq not only being the best player in the Lakers, but also the best player in the NBA. Kobe, his right-hand man. They win a championship. Kobe said, yeah, Shaq, let's work hard over the summer and let's win another championship. Shaq? Somebody came in and said, oh, Shaq already on a plane. He went on vacation. Shaq comes back the next year out of shape. And in Kobe's words, man, Shaq, the guy selling you donuts is working harder than you. Shaq said, hold on now, Kobe. I ain't never been soft. Watch your mouth. Phil Jackson comes in and says, hey, y'all, chill out. Let's just win. Shaq gets it together and they win another championship. And then they win again. They were unstoppable, with Shaq inarguably being the best player each time leading the team, which was fine. It's something everybody knew. But here's where things start to get wicked. See, everybody knew Kobe was good, but nobody knew how good. After they win their 3 championships, Shaq gets injured, so he's taking some time off. So Kobe, not having to share the ball as much, goes insane, and for 9 straight games scores 40 points. If you don't know basketball, that's a lot of points. Now Shaq comes back. Phil Jackson goes, Remember, Phil Jackson knows how to manage personalities. So he immediately pulls Kobe Bryant to the side and says, look, Shaq is back. You need to start passing him the ball a little more. Let's get him back in the... Kobe said, let me stop you right there. I'm just finna score. Phil said, you're not listening to me. If we don't pass it to Shaq, he not gonna get back in the flow of things. This pisses Kobe off. Shaq and Kobe begin to argue. Their team chemistry sucks and they lose a bunch of games. Okay, next year, time to try again. But this time, all of their contracts are up, meaning they have one more year to show out before it's time to renegotiate. Shaq, best player in the league. If you renegotiate with him, you got to pay him a lot of money. Kobe showed he can be the best player in the league. He has a lot of legal drama going on outside right now. Phil Jackson, best coach, but he's having a tough time managing their personalities and lost a bunch of games. And well, here's where things start to get wickeder. Kobe missing a lot of practices because of his legal troubles. One day in practice, Shaq says, everybody here who need to be here. That gets out to the media. Kobe said, what'd he say? Phil Jackson says, chill out, he was just talking. Kobe said, well, if you keep just talking, I'm finna start just talking to the media too. Phil Jackson says, oh, no. So the Lakers and Phil Jackson bring both Kobe and Shaq in. They said, y'all can argue all you want, but don't let the world see it. Shaq and Kobe said, all right. Kobe starts coming back to practice. Reporters go to Shaq and say, Shaq, Kobe's back. Shaq says, yeah, and what he need to do is start passing the ball. Kobe said, what'd he say? Reporters say, you heard what he said? You gonna argue back or you scared? Kobe said, nah, I ain't never been scared. Shaq need to worry about himself. Reporters said, Shaq need to worry about himself. The headlines was going crazy. The two go back and forth until Kobe comes out and does an official interview saying Shaq is fat, he's out of shape, he's selfish because he want all the money and leaving us out here with crumbs. This was the breaking point. Because the thing is, Shaq be throwing hands. So everyone on the Lakers knew the next moment Kobe came to practice, it was on. Kobe knew the same thing. So before he walked through the doors his next practice, he said, all right. Kobe walked in and the team was able to stop things from getting physical. Kobe told Shaq, you said you were supposed to be my older brother, but when all this legal stuff went down, you ain't have my back. For those of you that don't know, Kobe was accused of doing something terrible to a woman in 2003. So their teammate Brian Shaw steps in and kind of sums up the beef. He tells Kobe, bro, we don't know you. When Shaq was inviting people to parties and dinners, you never came because you were always practicing, working really hard. Shaq invited you to his wedding. You didn't show up. You had a wedding. You didn't invite any of us. We don't know you. He said, but now that you're in all this trouble, you expect us all to just jump behind you and have your back. See, while it's easy to just say this person's right, this person's wrong, it just seemed to boil down to both Kobe and Shaq were just fundamentally different people. Hey, look, it's Allen Iverson. But well, Phil Jackson decided to fine Kobe Bryant for defying his orders and having interviews talking to the media. Shaq felt bad about Kobe's legal situation and decided not to take their beef public. But the team sucked. Well, to be more clear, they were amazing, but they couldn't work well as a team. The Detroit Pistons did play as a team, so they beat the Lakers in the finals. The Lakers called in Phil Jackson and said, Phil, you can't get them together. You fired. Phil says, say less. Shaq said, Phil gone? All right, y'all better trade me, because I know y'all finna do anything for Kobe. Shaq's point basically was, during that last finals against the Pistons, Phil was yelling at Kobe to pass the ball to Shaq. Kobe trying to win the whole thing by himself. They lost. Them saying, Phil Jackson, you're fired, kind of sends a statement. It shows the Lakers seem to favor Kobe. Kobe said, it don't matter to me. I want to go too. The Lakers said, wait, we can't lose all three of y'all. We finna trade Shaq. The Lakers also wanted to play faster and flashier, and Kobe fit that mold better. Kobe says, Shaq gone, say less. Kobe stays with the Lakers, and everybody's happy. Psych, stupid. Then Kobe messes up. It comes out that during his legal case, he was snitching a little bit. He said to the police, man, I should have just done what Shaq does and pay women off. Everyone looked at Shaq. Shaq said, like Brian Shaw said earlier, Kobe and I never hung out. How would Kobe know that? Kobe goes on an interview and says, I was wrong for that. I want to apologize to Shaq. But the two didn't really make up. Until a few years later, they become older, wiser, and become very, very close friends. Kobe then tragically passes away in 2020, and Shaq gives a heartfelt speech during his memorial. Two very different men who are among the greatest duos in basketball history, despised each other at first, but eventually were able to find some common ground.